Welcome to the channel. If you're here right now, I'm pretty sure you're trying to get your music registered on BMI, ASCAP, whatever, get your royalties and get paid. That's the most important thing. So if your music is getting featured in a TV show, a movie, web series, anything that you could create a sync license for, you're gonna definitely want to get your song registered because you're gonna get BMI Publishing royalties on the back end for that. So for one, if you're not registered, you're gonna need to get registered. So I'm gonna try to put this together for you in one video. And then if you're already registered and you don't know how to actually go and get your songs registered in the system, I'm gonna make sure I have the time and put that together for you in a nice complete package. Now, let's get started and get headed to the screen. Welcome to BMI. If you're here and you don't know what this page is, you're gonna have to do either one or two things. You're gonna wanna come and click here and join BMI, or you're gonna wanna come in here and log in. So if this page is completely new to you, you're gonna wanna come here, join BMI, and then they're gonna give you options. You could join as a songwriter or as a publisher. A songwriter would be somebody like yourself. If you're a musician, you write music or anything in the musical domain, you're gonna wanna be able to have your BMI set up to receive your publishing and everything that comes with it. If you're a publisher, someone who releases music or have artists signed to them or collects publishing on behalf of an artist, whether for anything of the musical use, then you're gonna wanna sign up as a publisher. Now there's benefits to both. I'll do the publisher in another video, but right now we're just gonna really focus in on how we get set up as a songwriter. So you'll come here, join as a songwriter. Once you're here and you're set up, you're gonna ask for some personal information. You're gonna have to run through this whole thing. You know, this is stuff that's only unique to you and only you should know it. So take your time, be diligent. This is very important. Okay, now this is another important part for the BMI registration. They're gonna wanna know your proof of identity. They're gonna wanna know your social security number, your date of birth, and you know, your pseudonyms, any stage names, anything that you might go by. This is very important if you're collecting music for yourself. All right, then they're gonna come here and they're gonna ask you if you have any previous affiliation. Now, this is very important. Now, for people who don't know, you can't be both. And when I say both, you can't be both, whether it's ASCAP and BMI. You have to either choose, are you BMI or are you ASCAP? Now, that's very important because whoever you sign up with first, I'm pretty sure that's going to be your main one, so you got to choose in the beginning. Now, the option for choosing is very easy, but I'm going to break it down for you now in case no one explained it. BMI is completely free. You could join BMI for free as a writer, songwriter, musician, completely free, no issues. Then, if you want to create a publishing company with BMI, that's where it gets a little tricky, because then it's going to be free as yourself as a songwriter, but then as a publisher, it's going to be $250 to sign up to have your own publishing company and be a songwriter with BMI. So say if you just want to have a publishing company, you can do that completely and not be a BMI writer and pay the $250, or you could just be a BMI writer, not pay the $250 and still collect your royalties. Now, that's important because when compared to, say, their competitor ASCAP, and there's more, there's SOCON, CSAC, but if we're just gonna directly compare it, ASCAP is a $50 fee just to get it. And then with that $50 fee is an additional $50 fee if you want to create a publisher, which is a way lower cost of entry, but then again, a cost of entry compared to BMI where there is no fee. So that's very important. Just, you know, remember that as far as when you're trying to choose, or if you're watching and you made it to this point, I find that to be very important, because say you want to, say, create a publisher and be an artist yourself and you don't want to spend $250, ASCAP would be the better option, because for $100, you could get everything you want. You get yourself signed up and a publisher to help collect publishing for yourself and, say, other artists you may produce or work with in the future. Now for BMI, like I just explained, it's free to sign up, but you're gonna have to pay that $250 on the back end if you want to become a publisher. And this is important because you can't be a BMI artist and have an ASCAP publisher. There's gonna be a link for it, or I'll try to post it up, but you can't do both. So you just have to choose. Now, with that being explained, no. Then you press next. Now, from here, they're gonna, you know, display your information. I'm gonna have this blocked out because, you know, like I said, it's personal information. And then you're gonna go in, you're gonna review, you're gonna hit the contract, application, you're gonna review this for your affiliation, set this up, boom, and then you're gonna sign off and submit, and you're good to go. Now, with that being said, this is for people who never been here before. I'm assuming new artists or experienced artists who just never got the time to really sink their teeth into the business. It's totally fine. The whole point is you're getting it done, and what's important about this, before I bring the screen up, is that with BMI, when you set it up, they're able to collect your royalties for songs that's up to 2 years in the past. So if you're making music, or if you've been making music for a while and you just got a bunch of stuff out, never really took the time to go and get it set up or wasn't set up, you could do this now, get your stuff set up, have everything go back, and then BMI can retrospect your stuff for up to 2 years maximum to collect those royalties for you. So that's a good, great thing to know as a musician if you're making great music and it's getting plays. So let's get your money. That's what we're all about here. Let's come back over here and we're gonna open up the creators tab. So if you're already created, set up, registered, they already took everything they need from you, you're gonna come here and you're gonna log in. Once logged in, you're gonna click here, I agree to the terms, and log in. Then they're gonna give you these options. With these options, they're gonna come across and it's like, hey, work registrations. So you're gonna come here to your work registrations. This is where you're gonna go to collect, or I'm not gonna say collect, create a new work. Then if you already have works that you've registered, they would all be here in your works catalog. So that's one thing to look at, your works catalog and your works registration. Now, when we're moving forward into getting into, say, your works registration, to add a new work, this is where you would come. You come here and you click on the screen. Then from here, with you being registered, they're gonna have your information already set up, already logged into the system and the computer. So if you're already set up, you're gonna be right there. That's who I am. Granted, this information here is not private because with the BMI repertoire, because once you're registered as a BMI artist, you could go into the BMI repertoire, and this will give you full access to search anybody on the BMI, anybody, it doesn't matter. So all you have to do is just put in the song title, the artist name, their publisher, songwriter, composer name, the BMI work, or the ISRWC code, whatever the case, and you can find who their government is or what their IPI number is. So just know this is not exclusive. It's the best way to put it, it's your social security for doing music, but it's not as secret as, say, in the personal world or in the world or the day-to-day world, because they're gonna need this to find it, or if anyone's trying to get you paid, you're gonna wanna be able to have that easily accessible. So you're gonna come here, that's taken care of. Work, we're gonna register. I'm just gonna make one up, love you. Because this is just a tutorial just to show you guys how to get it done. This is 5 minutes, 3 seconds long. Put in music and lyrics, producer or not, you're good to go. Then we're gonna proceed to the next step. Is this a public domain arrangement? Foreign lyrics translation? No. A cover, any of that sort? No. Does this contain samples or melodies? No. All my works at this point is going to be original, but if yours is not, that's totally fine. There is websites out there. Hopefully, I'll shout them out maybe, that you could get your sample work cleared, get a clearance license, upload, get paid, and you and the original creator could get paid squared off, no issues, no lawsuits. But if you do, take it at your own risk, but this is something you should definitely take heed to, especially with the publishing, because just people who are fans of hip-hop, who know the hip-hop story about Fabulous and Just Blaze with Breeze, they didn't get the sample cleared, they released it before it came out, and then since they didn't get it cleared on the publishing behalf, when it got placed in those NBA finals or any of those big commercials, they didn't receive any of the publishing on the back end for it because they didn't get it cleared, and the person who owned the publishing claimed 100%. So it's a very good story to look up if you're a musician, if you're into the hip-hop, or just how important publishing and sampling is. So please do original work or get it cleared. Now, are there any publishers on this work? No. But like I said on a later video, I can show you how to get set up as the BMI publisher if that's what you want, and get your work set up, uploaded, and everything done and taken care of. Then we're going to move on to the next step. Then they're going to ask you to pick a writer. I'm already in here. Like I said, you can search the repertoire. This information is not private, so don't feel like, oh no, it's totally fine. Then here, I would be the composer and author. In my position, I am the producer, and I would be the author if I was to write the song. And like I said prior, there's going to be a writer share of 200%. Just going to edit that, and there's 200%, so you're going to put that in there. And you're going to take that whole 200% of the pie, because that's yours. Now, with that done and taken care of, we're going to move on to the next step. Now, the next step here, this is very, very interesting, because when people are registering songs, or at least when I see when songs are being registered, this is something that I haven't really seen highlighted. So, are there any artists? Yes. Now, are there any recordings? This I find to be very important only because say you don't have a recording of your song, you could still get it registered. Are there any recordings in this situation? Yes, there is. So we're not going to really beat around that, but it's very good to point out for people who are not sure if that matters or counts. Then, was this work created for TV, film, or theater, or a musical library? No. If it was, you would select that. And what that would mean is, if you're creating this work for sync, is this going to get placed in a TV show? Is this film going to get placed in a movie theater? Or, work for movie? Are you doing scores? Are you contracted for that? Are you doing royalty-free music? That's what they mean in a music library. So, is this anything in that nature? Because they need to know up front, and you need to specify that. Now, get that out of the way. They're gonna come here, ask for your last name, your artist name, put that in, all the good stuff, your band name, artist name, whatever. I do it like that. You can do it how you choose. The format would be an EP, Love You. Like I said, this was just an example. So this is not a real song that's coming out. It'll be released the 22nd. Then from there, you continue on, you press next, you come on down, and then you will come here, click this box, select it, submit, and you're good to go. Since this song is not real, we're not going to proceed with the whole completion of it, but just to give you the process. But if you guys were here and you stood and saw the whole thing, I was able to show you guys how to get set up for BMI. So if you're not registered, you know how to go and get registered as an artist, start collecting royalties today. And if you are registered, you now know how to go in and can register your songs, whether it's recorded or not recorded, get everything set up and do it properly. So for the future or any other releases, you're good to go. So thank you. If you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. And if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to drop them below and let me know. Let's build a discussion and start a community. But until next time, we're out.